Have you ever seen the earth cracked like an old man's lips, parched and burning for just a single drop of water? That was the image of our village of hope during those seemingly endless months. The name Hope seemed to mock us, for hope was the only thing that had evaporated even faster than the water in the irrigation ditches. My village was once a fertile countryside nestled beside a gentle river. But for over 3 months now, the sky had become a colossal, scorching brass dome without a single cloud, without a single promise. The riverbed lay exposed, revealing pebbles as pale as bones. The rice fields, the pride of generations, were now just withered, yellowed stalks, brittle under every step. The bellowing of livestock was replaced by weak, anxious cries. The air hung thick, not just with the oppressive heat, but with the scent of despair. The farmers, accustomed to sweating for bountiful harvests, now merely sat with their knees drawn up on their porches, gazing at the sky with empty eyes. They had done everything they could. They dug wells deeper, but only drew up thin mud. They tried to salvage the remaining crops, but they withered in their hands. Hope, like young sprouts, had dried up before it could even grow. Amidst this deadlock, the village elder, a man who had witnessed countless seasons of rain and sun, decided to gather everyone. He stood before the ancient communal house, his voice deep and weary, yet still carrying a hint of authority. "My people, the earth does not betray those who work it, but perhaps we have forgotten to look up at the sky. The earth needs water, and we need a miracle. Tomorrow, let us all pray with sincere hearts, asking the heavens for mercy to send down rain." His call spread like a faint flame in the night. Some nodded in silence, some sighed, but all agreed. It was their last effort, the final lifeline they could cling to. Among the villagers was the family of Arthur, a diligent farmer whose entire life had been tied to his fields. Arthur had a gentle wife and a small daughter named Lily. The little girl was only 7, her eyes as clear as 2 drops of morning dew, and her soul untouched by the worries of adults. That evening, Arthur's family gathered around a simple meal. No one spoke a word. Arthur looked out at his parched fields through the window, his heart heavy. He had prayed, had whispered pleas every morning upon waking, but the only reply he received was the sky's cruel silence. His faith had eroded, leaving only a fragile shell of habit. The next morning, the entire village gathered in front of the communal house. They brought the simplest offerings: a bunch of bananas, a plate of sticky rice, an incense stick. The atmosphere was solemn and heartbreakingly silent. Everyone clasped their hands, bowed their heads, and closed their eyes. The prayers began to rise, at first just whispers, then growing into a chorus of supplication and anguish. They pleaded for rain, for life to return. Arthur stood there too, among the crowd. He closed his eyes, trying to gather what little faith remained to join the collective prayer. But in his mind, the image of his cracked fields appeared vividly. His prayers seemed unable to fly higher than the ancient banyan tree before the communal house. The ceremony ended when the sun was high, harsh, and unforgiving. Everyone quietly returned home, carrying their silent disappointment. The sky remained frighteningly clear. Back home, Arthur's family lit an incense stick together at the ancestral altar. Eleanor, his wife, clasped her hands in prayer, her eyes brimming with tears. Arthur also mumbled his pleas. Only Lily was different. The little girl clasped her tiny hands, her eyes tightly shut, her lips moving with incredibly innocent words. "Dear Sky, thank you for hearing our prayers. Please send down a big rain so Daddy's rice can grow green and strong again. I promise I'll be a good girl." Her prayer was not a plea, but an expression of gratitude, an absolute certainty that it would surely happen. After the prayers, while Arthur and his wife were still lost in thought, Lily suddenly scampered into a corner of the house. She returned with the red umbrella that Arthur had bought her last rainy season. She happily opened the umbrella, walking back and forth inside the house. Arthur was surprised and asked his daughter, "Lily, what are you doing with that umbrella? The sun is blazing right now." Lily stopped, looked up at her father with her clear eyes, her voice bright and firm. "Daddy, we just prayed for rain. I'm bringing my umbrella so I don't get wet when it rains." "It's going to rain soon, Daddy." His daughter's answer struck Arthur like a bolt of lightning. He froze. For a moment, his entire world seemed to stop. He looked at his daughter, a 7-year-old child, with an umbrella in her hand, ready for a rain that showed no sign of appearing. Then he looked back at himself, an adult man who had just finished praying and immediately returned to despair. He had prayed, the whole village had prayed, but had any of them truly believed that it would rain? They were only wishing for rain. They prayed as a last act of helplessness, not as the first act of faith. But Lily, she didn't just wish, she believed. Her belief wasn't a vague thought, it was a certain truth in her mind. And because she believed, she acted. Her small action, taking the umbrella, held an extraordinary power. It was living proof of an unwavering faith. A new surge of vitality suddenly rose within Arthur. He felt ashamed of himself and at the same time was filled with intense inspiration. He realized that true faith wasn't about sitting and waiting for a miracle. True faith was acting as if that miracle was about to happen. Without another word, Arthur turned and walked straight out into the yard. He hoisted his hoe onto his shoulder and headed directly for the fields. Eleanor called out in surprise, "Where are you going in this midday sun?" Arthur didn't turn back, only called out, "I'm going to the fields. I'm going to clear out the irrigation ditches. It's going to rain soon. I need to make way for the water to flow into the rice paddies." Arthur's actions surprised the neighbors who were languishing in their homes. They whispered and gossiped. "Has Arthur gone mad? He's out in the fields hoeing under this scorching sun. He must be so desperate he's lost his mind." But Arthur didn't care. He hoed each stroke powerfully and decisively. Sweat drenched his shirt, the sun burned his skin, but in his heart he felt an unusual serenity. For the first time in months, he didn't feel helpless. He was acting, he was preparing. He was welcoming the rain with all his readiness. Seeing the determination in her husband's every hoe stroke, Eleanor said nothing more. She went inside, put on her conical hat, and then also brought a rake out to the fields. She didn't ask. She simply worked silently alongside him. The sight of the two of them toiling on the parched field under the harsh sun became a strange yet deeply moving spectacle amidst the village's stillness. They worked until dusk when the sun began to set behind the bamboo grove. Both were exhausted, but in their eyes a spark of hope, long extinguished, now flickered. When they returned home, Lily ran out to greet them, still holding her red umbrella. And then the miracle happened. As night fell, a cool breeze suddenly swept in from nowhere, carrying the moisture of the earth and sky. Everyone looked up. From the horizon, dark clouds began to gather, swirling like a mighty army. Then one drop, 2 drops. The first raindrops fell onto the rooftops, tapping on the dry banana leaves, creating the most beautiful pattering sounds imaginable, and then the rain poured down. A torrential downpour, bringing life, washing away all the dust, the heat, and the despair that had weighed heavily on the village for so long. Cheers erupted from every alley. People rushed out of their homes. They danced, they laughed, they cried in the rain. Tears of joy mingled with the water from the heavens. Arthur stood in the middle of the yard, not seeking shelter. He tilted his face to the sky, letting the cool streams of water wash away his weariness and doubt. Eleanor and Lily stood beside him. Little Lily held her red umbrella high, not to shield from the rain, but as if to raise a symbol of victory. The victory of faith. That night's rain saved the entire village of hope, but for Arthur, it held an even deeper meaning. He had learned an invaluable lesson from his own little daughter. Faith isn't something you see with your eyes, but something you feel with your heart and build with your own hands. Prayer or wishing is merely the beginning. The true power of faith is only unleashed when it transforms into action. When you believe in something intensely enough, you won't just sit and wait for it to arrive. You will stand up, roll up your sleeves, and prepare everything to welcome it. You clear the path, you dig the ditches, you sow the seeds, even when the ground is still parched. Because faith isn't just hoping for a good outcome. Faith is acting with the confidence that the outcome will surely come and that your actions will contribute to making it a reality. Like carrying an umbrella under a clear sky, it might seem a foolish act to skeptics, but for the person of faith, it is the first, most necessary, and most powerful step on the path to success.